Welcome back to Expansive Astrology. I'm Melissa, the Self-Care Witch, and this is Capricorn Season Week 3. Capricorn Season Week 3, it's also officially 2021. And I think it's divine that the new year lines up with Capricorn. And there are 11 cultures that celebrate the new year on a day that isn't January 1st. So whether this starts the mark of the new year or you begin the year on another day, either way, Capricorn is here to help us buckle down with lasting change in how we manage our lives. So this week, we're embracing Capricorn's ability to get serious and practical about our goals and how we're striving to improve ourselves and reach our goals. This is the perfect time to explore things like routine and taking care of business and managing our schedule. All the things. In Virgo season of Expansive Astrology, in Earth sign earlier in the year, we experimented with radical routine. We got really meticulous with the ways that we show up for ourselves in every area of life. We broke it down. And Capricorn brings similar invitations. This earth energy encourages us to embrace what it takes to put our dreams into action in really concrete, realistic ways. Just in time, like right before we enter Aquarius season, which helps us to heal ourselves and like bring our focus to the collective and how we serve the collective. So to start this week, take a minute and remind yourself what it is that you want for your life. Like, what are your goals right now? Sagittarius helped us ask, like, what do you imagine the story of your best life to be? And now Capricorn is helping us use our talents to bring that into fruition. So center in and like revisit that. What do you imagine your best life to be? What are you aiming toward? What are you passionate about? What are you good at? What are your strengths? What do you value? What are you aiming for in the short term and the long term? Like, what is the image? I like this question. What is the image that you wish others to see of you? What are the standards that you uphold in your life? How do you want to be perceived? And why is that important to you? And how do you use your strengths to skillfully and effectively going about meeting those standards? Revisit the vision that you have for your life, and let's use Capricorn to tap into the underlying motivating factors of your goals. Motivating factors, the big MOFA is what we can call it. And I always encourage clients to refine goals down to finding your motivating force, the motivating factors, or the big MOFA behind the goals, because it helps us to reach or manifest what it is we want more swiftly. And I've talked about this in seasons past. This is all about the key difference between having a goal of losing 20 pounds versus having a goal of feeling confident in everything that you wear. It's the difference between striving for a bigger paycheck or living with more freedom and abundance. It's the difference between having a goal of quitting drinking or having a goal of feeling more connected to your higher self or in control of yourself or So what are the feelings that you're seeking? Because we're much more likely to feel really motivated and on track when we can tap into the feelings behind the things that we're seeking. So don't stop at, I want $5,000 in my savings account. Dream in terms of, I want to feel safe and financially secure no matter what. That way you can continuously return your focus to the actions that will help you accomplish feeling those things more. right? This helps you more clearly see the ways that you can start to embody those feelings in the here and now. Like, what decisions do you need to make in order to keep you moving as closely in line with your goals as you possibly can, that keep you as closely in line with how you want to be feeling as you possibly can. Even with things like, I want to cut out sugar, that becomes, I want to feel good about the foods that I'm eating. Or a goal of like, I want to read for an hour every day can be shifted to, I want to explore and study new topics and authors or genres this year. A goal of, I want to meditate for 20 minutes a day can become, I will connect with my inner knowing and my higher self each and every day. This helps us with stepping into the version of ourselves who is already ready and capable of smashing those goals in the here and now today, who's already ready and capable to feel that good today. So for example, you might still be 15 pounds away from your goal weight, but you can still step into a sense of feeling confident today. Like, you can do all of the things that a confident person would do. You can dress cute, you can smile more, you can hold your head up higher and talk to yourself as though you're a confident person. And eventually you do become that confident person because you're doing things that confident you would do, which will lead you toward that version of yourself. Another example is, like, you might be a ways away from your savings account looking how you'd like it to, and you can, and yet you can do things to foster feelings of security and abundance and like financial security now. You can treat your money with reverence and respect and responsibility now. You can act in a way with your money that is secure and responsible in the way that a secure and responsible and abundant person would. And that will naturally start to get you closer to your goal, right? By doing it this way, you're removing the energetic blockages, removing the narratives of hopelessness, and removing any sort of assumption that you need to be wiser or older or have some sort of different external circumstances in order to step into what you dream of being. Nay, we get to step into that shit now. And Capricorn knows, like, this is one of the great gifts of Capricorn. Capricorn knows that all there is what there is. Capricorn doesn't fraternize with dreaming and imagining and exploring the same way Sagittarius does. That's why it's especially important to really refine our goals in this way so that we can start to sense into the how-to of how to get to the destination we're traveling toward, how to scale the mountain. Being uber practical, Capricorn is all about working with what exists now. So setting goals in this way that we can actively envision and reach toward is just smart. It's just smart because all that there is what there is. So we have to do everything we can with what exists now to step into and as close to what we dream of, what we're seeking, what we're aiming toward, what we're capable of today. So let's talk about something called building mastery. This is a concept from DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy, and I think it can really help us embody what Capricorn's strengths are. So it's all about building mastery. It's all about building feelings of competence and self-respect. in a nutshell. Building mastery, or I always like to refer to it as feeling like a boss over your life. It kind of unfolds in 3 parts. The first is adopting this idea that everything is a practice. Everything is a practice. New hobbies and old hobbies. We're practicing the things that we do. We're practicing the things that we enjoy. Like, consider the things that you engage in as practice and allow yourself to learn and to be imperfect along the way. Trying new recipes and from, like, when you're trying new recipes, or even when you're revisiting old ones that are like everyday things, you're practicing and willing to be imperfect and willing to learn and play. Practicing yoga or meditation or an instrument or writing, practicing waking up earlier, practicing being a little nicer to your kids or to your spouse, practicing managing your anxiety, right? Practicing showing up on time. Consider the things that you engage with a practice and get really good at practicing. That kind of helps. It's kind of like a perfectionism hack. And then secondly, really knowing and practicing, feeling like you are the boss. You are the boss. Work on feeling like a boss over every area, all the areas of your life. So in DBT terms, we're building mastery in every area of life: home, relationships, professional, financial, spiritual, recreational. Engage in all of these areas in a way that is effective and in charge and enjoyable. Like, this is all about feeling like a boss, like washing the dishes and doing the laundry, which are thankless jobs, yet when they're done and complete and done well, it can feel really good that the task is complete, and you can really feel like a boss by completing those tasks. It's all about how you view it. Feeling like a boss when you do anything, like even down to reading a book to a child, finding joy in sharing that time, taking a walk with a family member, or returning texts or phone calls, right? That's being a boss in the area of relationships. We can view everything that we're doing as a practice and also like as boss mode and taking care of business. You're the boss over every area of life. And we're going to talk more about being a cool, like, kind boss next week. We're getting a little more serious this week, right? But yes, that's kind of that second part to building mastery. That's like step 2, is really embracing a sense of you're the boss over your life. You take care of business. You take care of what needs to be taken care of. And third, giving yourself credit. An important ingredient in becoming skillful at this is remembering to give ourselves credit for building mastery. Like, it's so often that we let a day go as if we've accomplished nothing at all. And it's not true. Like, no matter what the day looks like, give yourself credit for what you did accomplish at the day's end, whatever that looks like. Meet yourself where you are and show yourself some appreciation for whatever it is that you did do. And sometimes this really requires managing perfectionism, right? And I have a rule for you if this is hard for you. There's no longer any such thing as a bad day. Every day from here on out You're going to chalk it up as a good day. There's no such thing as chalking up a day as a bad day anymore. You did what you could. And if you didn't, like, you didn't, like, if you didn't, and you're like, no, I know I didn't do everything that I could today. I really sucked it up today. Like, be gentle with yourself and explore how you might be able to show up just like 1% better tomorrow. Because after all, it's all just practice, right? But like, this can be an intention. This can be a rule that you live your life by. You never chalk it up as a bad day. Even if some days just getting through the day was all that you could do. You're feeling like a boss over your life. Practice using something like I'm a success as a mantra to root yourself into. Building mastery, feeling like a boss over your life, Capricorn season. It's all about finding the balance between raising the bar and choosing to be pleased with what you've already accomplished at the same time. Like, setting high standards for yourself and being proud of yourself where you are, working with what is, getting practical with yourself where you are. So, speaking of practical, because Capricorn loves practicality, here are the practical tips for this season. First, refine your goals in terms of feelings. Find that big MOFA. Work on tying up loose ends for yourself every chance you get. Complete things. Like, get back to people, stay on top of the laundry, finish projects, like, in every way that you can. Like, this is a great way to really feel in charge and like a boss over your life. Tie up loose ends every chance you get. When you bring in the mail, put it where it needs to go. Recycle it, pay the bill, get rid of it, like, do it. Don't let the mail pile up. Same thing with your inbox, which I know some people have a hard time with. And inbox zero is like a thing for a reason. It feels really good to have zero pending emails. It feels really good to get back to stuff. And don't get me wrong, I am not a fan of returning emails and making phone calls and setting up, like, that kind of shit is like I hate it. And tying up loose, staying on top of it is better than dreading it for weeks on end and letting it go undone. Trust me. And we all know that, right? It feels good to tie up loose ends. And like, so make that an intention for yourself this Capricorn season. See what it's like to really like put that in the forefront of like your awareness, is taking care of things as they arise. Try a new way of scheduling or a new way of holding yourself accountable. Get yourself a coach or try practice, experiment with bullet journaling or block scheduling in Google Calendar, or the Sacred Six, which originally comes from a coach named Amy Young. She's wonderful. Find her, follow her. It sounded like creepy. Find her, follow her. Like, gosh. Creepy languaging. You know what I mean. And I also talk about the Sacred Six, I believe, in Virgo season, I think. So you can check that out there. Experiment with the ways that you schedule your life and the ways that you hold yourself accountable. This is a really great time to do that with Capricorn support. Choosing to decide. I'm using very intentional language there. Choosing to decide that every day was a good day, a success, no matter what. Tighten up your budget. Microsoft Excel has these great spreadsheets that like are pretty and automated, and you just input your information, and tighten up your relationship with your finances, tighten up your budget. Commit to being a boss in every area of your life. Like, commit to those things that make you feel like you're building mastery, those things that make you feel like you're in charge of your life. And if you want more and more support, you can revisit Virgo season, where we got like super meticulous about this and super meticulous about how we caretake ourselves. And we broke down really how we're showing up to our lives and our routines. So, and remember that all there is what is. Focus on what's in front of you and master where you are with what you have. Because all we can do is work on what we can with where we are and with what we have, right? This requires mindfulness and awareness and cutting the bullshit with yourself. Quit waiting for your circumstances to change, because you'll be waiting forever. Like, we have to do something with where we are. We have to do something with what is. So the theme for Capricorn is purposeful pursuit of destiny, right? You have a responsibility to embody and engage with that now. The invitation is to use Capricorn's support with this before we float away into Aquarius season, the last air sign of the astrological year, in a few weeks. But before then, next week, we're going to bring in some balance to what we've talked about this week. And we're going to chat about one of Capricorn's biggest challenges, which is not being so fucking fussy and demanding. We're going to loosen up a little bit with ourselves. So as much as we're buckling down and getting really serious with ourselves about being the boss of our lives this week, we're also going to be making sure that we're effective, kind, likable bosses to ourselves next week. So I'll see you then. Until then, thank you so much for being here. I really hope that this served this week. I so appreciate it. Let me know what stands out to you. Let me know what you're taking with you in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next week, take really good care of yourself. Bye.